come to the conclusion that this is just an initial decluttering of like a layer. This is just going through and looking at books that I've outgrown. It's not me trying to make a decision about whether I'm getting rid of a homeschool book or whether it's just looking at books and seeing if we have outgrown them or there's no need for them here anymore. And then I will spend more time later going through and actually peeling off more layers of books, because otherwise it's too overwhelming. It's too anxiety producing because there's too many emotions caught up in half of these books, because maybe more, because they're homeschooling or mama schooling. They're my my books that I want to read. So I have this shelf here, which there most likely will not be a lot of books there that will be going. This one I've done. This one needs culling. And then I can move on. I can move on to the stuff on the floor. Next time I'm leaving that container of books over there because that is also homeschool. There's too much wrapped up into it. I will look for trash and that will be it. Then I can move on to the table and I will be done. And when I declutter the closet over there and I go through our homeschool stuff over there, I can also go through the homeschool stuff here and decide whether I'm keeping it or not, whether it will grace our new homeschool or not. That's another day. This is another video. Right now, we are tackling this. Do not need Brazilian Portuguese. I do not need a book about Mary Lou Renton. I do need to take a picture of that because that is for my aunt and uncle, an inscription for my aunt and uncle. Just have like a few more books and things down here to catch up on. I need to go check on my little guy.
Later.
Fine. Not now.
This is gonna go in our art supplies. These are so super hard because I'm a huge fan of YouTube, but I don't really ever look at these. Some of these friends have gotten me in Germany. Some of them are probably better than others. But I still do enjoy their music.
Mom?
Okay, so this is a German book, which I may not be able to read. However, there are some really good pictures in it, and it's set up in historical fashion. So you can read the progression. Okay. I'm going to keep that one. This one is a biography, and I'd probably read that.
Dark voice.
Wow, are you okay? This is a biography my friend purchased for me. I would be more likely to read a biography, I think, than... And it has no pictures. So... Okay, Rolling Stone Compendium, interviews, articles, facts, and opinions. That I don't really need. Sir, can you go get some water, please? I think my parents probably got me this. Which is like a coffee table book of YouTube. Kind of the English version of the German version that I'm keeping. And it is from... It is well, and it says it's by them, so someone wrote it with them. And it looks like it's from the 20, okay, so it's from the noughties, 2006. All right, I think that's my YouTube collection. 3 books seems reasonable, doesn't it? YouTube show. This I think was when, yeah, this is 2006. Oh, this one is the one for my parents. Maybe they got me both. What is this? The show offers a unique behind-the-scenes perspective of what it takes to put you two on the road. On the road, excuse me. Okay, so it's about all the people who... Yeah, I got to see one of their concerts, so now I don't really need it. Okay. Thanks though, Mom and Dad. This one. Oh, this, I don't know who this is from, but this is like when all my friends went to Europa. Nice. Europa. Vorsprung durch Technik. Europa. All that you can be. Oh, an official baseball jacket. I'm really glad I didn't get that. Okay. I don't know who got this for me or what the story is in this book. Oh, here's an idea. Oh, my YouTube sister had a very, very good friend coming out of a religious cult, and she, once we graduated high school, she separated, and we became pretty good friends, and she knew I listened to YouTube, so she gave me a try one time, and she was dead. She was dead. She was a YouTube fan. She gave it to me. Okay. Okay, so I would like to take a little inscription, or a little picture of the inscription, but I don't think I need the book anymore, because whatever's in here will be in the YouTube or it won't be important. Okay. Wow, I actually decluttered 3 YouTube books. Okay. So this is what I got done of a shelf that I thought I could not go through. So that's good. Banish this dopey thing to the donation pile. That's how I got around. Got out of bed, got off the couch. Other human necessary functions after my C-section. Okay. Emergency supplies from Dad's office. Why did we get these? Expired in 2013. Wizard of Oz paint by number? I think I'd like to. Yeah. Cat.
2,000 years later.
This bookshelf is driving me insane. A lot, because it gives me time to think about, like, the last 5 years I've joined a group called the Unread Bookshelf, and it's a challenge to try to see how many books you can get rid of on your bookshelf. And they have a up the challenge by don't buy any books challenge, to read books off of your shelf and clear out your bookshelves. And I don't know that I've read any books. I've started books, but I don't know that I've finished any. A lot of that also is because of a lot of things getting thrown in our lap in terms of, like, child development and health. I kind of like wrapping my brain around how to deal with the homeschooling stuff. Just because it's going to have to happen sooner or later. It's not going to happen now. Because it's just another layer. It's just another thing that needs to be dealt with. Like, like, we're ready for this, but we're probably not ready for this. Well, I would like to read this. I was reminded of a couple of books I have. This is one, Lifetime Reading Plan. I recommend this. I recommend everybody have a copy of this and a copy of How to Read Literature Like a Professor. I do not know the name of the author, and I think my copy is put up in some books in my bedroom because I cannot find it. But How to Read Literature Like a Professor and this one are great books if you are someone who just wants to, like, further your education along. Since we unschool, I like to leave things lying around like this, because not only is it a challenge for me to, if I want to read something, or if I want to see something, something that I want to challenge myself with, or just kind of see what's out there, then I can look up a book like this, or I can actually pull out the How to Read Literature Like a Professor, and that book is amazing. Even if you just had that and, like, the list of the 300 plus books that Rory Gilmore read on the Gilmore Girls, right? That's another good resource. And those are the things that I would just lay around and just mention every once in a while to my daughter. I got her own copy of How to Read Literature Like a Professor, and it actually deals with the subjects of literature, like when there's God and when there's not. And it talks about all the different books that are considered like classics, like the entry level classics. When there's love and when there's not, right? The classics that kind of relate to that theme. So you could read, that one is great because you can fall down a rabbit hole of genre instead of just, reading just a list of authors to read, right? If it's a particularly challenging time like today, right? News, I think that's one of the things that has me down, is just what I see, I cannot comprehend, I cannot wrap my brain around. And that's what's making things so hard and making me, like, hold on to things, because there's no word for it. It's utterly shocking and evil, and I am having a hard time dealing with it. But when you see things like that, if you do need to pick me up, like, let's deal with the books that deal with the themes of God, even if it's challenging God, or, however, it has all these different genres that it goes through and groups different classics together so that if that's the rabbit hole you want to fall down for a little while, you can. And so as unschoolers, that's what I think is important. Even if they don't read anything out of here, it kind of broadens their mind into, well, what else could be out there, and then that's when my daughter noticed, like, there was a reading list for Gilmore Girls, and now she's watching Gilmore Girls and she's getting all of the different cultural references and things in there, and she's going and looking up at the history at the time, and she's making notes on books that she may want to read at some point, and she's out of school. She's no longer, she's an adult, but we preserved that curiosity, and she is able to, college is kind of beaten it down a bit, but there still is, like, when there's a long break from college courses, it starts coming back, like, I heard about this and I'd kind of like to see what it's about. And there's deep dives, and everything's easier now because, kids today have these Google machines in their pockets that there is this sense of education didn't stop. Like, for me, as soon as I got out of college, it was like, but I had gone through the whole system, and I felt like, well, if they taught me everything I was supposed to know. And now, since homeschooling my daughter, since starting that and realizing, no, education's supposed to be a lifelong thing. It's not just for, 13 years of your life, or 18 if you go to college or whatever. It's supposed to be like a lifelong thing. And especially if you go back in and you look at what they did in the Age of Enlightenment, they were constantly writing, reading, drafting, exchanging communications with people, and just exploring things. And that's, I think, the beauty of human. We can learn and evolve and constantly expand our mind and ability to empathize and ability to solve problems, even if we agree to disagree. But you can come to an understanding, So anyway, this is just my idea. Anything that is in this book or in the cat, no, it's my son. Okay. Anything that is in this book or the How to Read Literature Like a Professor, and as long as it is not something special like 150th edition of this I'm going to part with, because I know it's in here. There's no need to have this one. I bought this one for $4. I bought it to expand our items to strew, to have on the bookshelf in case my daughter was looking for something to entertain herself. Do I get a little tinge of FOMO because the other 2 or 3 stories in there might be something that I can't find when I go to look for that book again? Maybe, but it's okay. It's okay. There'll be some place on the Google machine where all this stuff can be searched for, and then if there's something you really, really want to read, you can go searching for it there. You know how I know? Wizard of Oz rabbit hole. So after this, it's time to tackle the table and the floor, and we'll be done. Have some random things to put away still, because I just haven't had a day at home for a while, and it's not going to be that way for another couple weeks. So I think we'll probably have to deep dive into the sunroom before we either that or deep dive the dining room. I still have some things I'm mulling over, but this is good. This is a start, and I kind of think this is kind of always how it was meant to go. I mean, at first it was like, I'm going to focus on one spot, and when we had a specific goal in mind for what we wanted to do and what we needed a space for, the shop, that was all I was working on, and it was great. But now we don't have that pressure to be out there, so I'm trying to figure out how to work on the house, and I haven't had the time to mold that over yet. So but I don't want to sit around waiting either, because it took me probably about 6 to 8 months of mulling over where to start when I was looking to start on the shop. I can't wait that long. I don't want to wait that long. It's ridiculous. So today's a big milestone birthday for my kiddo. We're going to go celebrate that. And I don't know when I'm going to get to the table, but it'll get done. And I'll bring you along. Don't worry. Hubby's got all of the donations in his car because I cannot find a donation site that is open right now. And I guess if we have to, we just toss it, which is unfortunate, but he's got a small car. Take care, you guys. See you next time.